If your child is a picky eater, I want you to take a deep breath with me because this is probably not the conversation you are used to hearing. You've likely been told it's just a phase, that you need to be more consistent, that your child will eat when they're hungry. The picky eating isn't about control or parenting or personality. But culturally, we've failed so many families because this narrative is simply not true. Welcome to the Follow Your Gut podcast, the show for the woman who's ready to stop outsourcing her and her family's health and start leading it. I'm your host, Juniper. Every week, I'll teach you how to understand your body and your child's symptoms through the lens of the gut so you can take clear, confident steps towards real healing. This isn't about chasing symptoms or following trendy protocols. This is about foundational healing, where we get to the root of it all, your gut. I am so happy you're here. Let's dive in. What if picky eating isn't a behavior or parenting problem at all? What if it's actually your child's body begging for help? Because it is. When your child's gut is imbalanced, meaning there is an overgrowth of bad bacteria, yeast, mold, fungus, or parasites, it doesn't just affect their digestion. These microbes actually communicate with the brain. Through the vagus nerve, they send powerful chemical messages that shape cravings, mood, and even behavior. These overgrowths feed on sugar, processed carbs, and refined ingredients. And the more they're fed, the more they grow. And the more they grow, the louder they scream at the brain to feed them. This is why your child might melt down at the sight of a vegetable, why they cling to white foods, why they act like they physically can't eat anything else. Because in a way, they can't, at least not yet. Those microbes are hijacking the conversation between their gut and their brain. They're not just making suggestions, they are demanding to be fed. And they know exactly which foods will keep them alive. This is why no amount of logic, reward, or bribery works. It's not because your child is being difficult. It's not because they're stubborn. It's because their cravings are not actually their own. They're being driven by something that doesn't belong in their body. And the only way to truly shift those cravings is to clear out what's driving them. This is where rebalancing comes in. When we clear the overgrowth and we restore microbial balance in the gut, the screaming quiets, the cravings soften, the intense grip those bad overgrowths had on your child's nervous system begins to release, and their relationship with food starts to shift. And the most beautiful part is it happens without you ever needing to push healthier foods. I've seen this in my own family, and I've seen it in thousands of others. One mom messaged me and said, I used to dread every single meal. My daughter would only eat crackers and crappy sweetened yogurt, and anything else led to a full meltdown. I was hopeless. She literally had never tried a single vegetable. But after just a few weeks of rebalancing, her daughter tried broccoli for the first time, and it wasn't a fight. She actually asked for it. Another mama shared that her son had lived on 5 foods for over 3 years: white bread, white pasta, cheese, plain cheese pizza, and Lay's potato chips. Everything else made him gag. She felt trapped, like every meal was a negotiation, and every day she was failing because she knew this wasn't healthy for her son. But as they started rebalancing and his gut began to heal, his world began to open. The screaming at mealtime stopped. The rigidness of his mood softened. One day, completely unprompted, he picked up a carrot and took a bite. No meltdown, no gagging. He was just curious. Now mealtimes aren't something that this mama fears. They are something her family looks forward to. She told me they are finally able to sit around the table, all eating the same meal without a bag of potato chips. And it's not because she forced him to change. It's because his body started craving different foods. This is what becomes possible when we stop treating picky eating like a behavior problem and we start treating it like the symptom that it is, because it is a symptom. It is not your child's identity. This is not permanent. It's definitely not a parenting fail, and it's not something you just have to live with. It's your child's body way of asking you for help. And now you know how to listen. The Children's Gut Rebalance Kit was created exactly for this. It gently eliminates the harmful overgrowths while restoring the beneficial microbes that your child's body desperately needs, the ones that help them feel calm, safe, and open to food. Because here's what's so important to understand. When the gut is overrun with bad bacteria, yeast, mold, or parasites, the good microbes don't stand a chance. Their voices are drowned out. But when we begin to clear that bad overgrowth, something beautiful happens. The good microbiome finally has space to grow. It starts to thrive. And for the first time in maybe years, it has the chance to speak to your child's brain. And guess what? Those beneficial microbes ask for fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nourishing foods. The exact thing your child used to reject are the very foods that now support their healing. And suddenly, feeding your child doesn't feel so impossible because their body no longer feels threatened by healthy food. It actually starts to crave it. This is why rebalancing works. It's not another feeding protocol. It's not a sticker chart or exposure therapy. It's deep biological healing. And when the gut is in balance, picky eating no longer has a reason to exist. So if you have been stuck in survival mode, wondering what is wrong with your child, or if you are doing enough, I want to tell you with my whole heart, you are not alone. You are not failing. Your child can heal. They are just out of balance. And now you know how to help. Now is the time to stop managing symptoms and start restoring trust in their body. It's time to rebalance, because when your child's gut comes back into balance, food becomes just food again. Food is energy for our body. It is fuel to keep our bodies alive. Eating is not a power struggle. It's not a battleground. It's just nourishment. And that is the freedom every family deserves. Not just for today, not just for this season, but for a life of peace, vitality, and trust in your body. Before we wrap up, I love closing out the episode with your transformations and answers to your questions. This is my favorite way to stay connected with you and to support you no matter where you are in your healing journey. If you want to submit a question, I open up a question box every month on my Instagram stories, so watch for that. Submit your questions and make sure you are subscribed to the podcast so you are sure to hear the answers. Now, let's get into it. A transformation and a question asked by so many of you in last month's question box. I'm going to read you this transformation word for word. Here goes. Something huge to report. I am so beyond thankful to have found you and your page. The last few months, I've been having debilitating periods, not discomfort. Pain worse than my 6-centimeter contractions. I've been following your page for a while and was wondering if the gut rebalance would help with my chronic inflammation and help my cycles ease up. I started this sort of as my last Hail Mary, and I refused to go back on birth control. Been struggling with this since I was 16 and I'm now 26. I've been holistic for 4 years and nothing has stopped my period pain except getting pregnant. I've done all the cleanses, all the diet changes, all the supplements, and nothing. I have been gluten-free and dairy-free for 6 weeks now. I ordered your kit a month ago and was preparing my body. I've also been dry brushing, exercising gently, and really been cutting down my sugar. I started the official protocol 2 weeks ago, and within 24 hours was pooping out parasites and noticing a huge decrease in inflammation. I started my period this week and have had almost no pain. This is from someone who took 8 ibuprofen on her last cycle and couldn't get out of bed. I've been really emotional and feel like for the first time in my life, I finally got to the root of the inflammation and the pain. I cannot thank you enough. I am so grateful. Okay, let's talk about why this happens. Period pain is common, but it is not normal. And it's never just about hormones. It stems from gut-driven inflammation. When there's an overgrowth of bad bacteria, yeast, mold, fungus, or parasites, your body can't properly detox estrogen. That excess estrogen builds up, drives inflammation, and contributes to painful, heavy, or irregular periods. The ultimate option of the Woman's Gut Rebalance Kit works by eliminating those bad overgrowths and restoring the beneficial bacteria and minerals your body needs to reduce the inflammation and function optimally. That means your body can finally detox the estrogen it doesn't need, regulate your cycle, and come back into balance. That's what this woman is so beautifully experiencing. And now for our question of the week. Would you recommend these for postpartum healing? Yes, yes, yes. I absolutely recommend rebalancing for postpartum healing. Here's why. Pregnancy, birth, and early postpartum months take so much from the body. There is a massive physical, emotional, and microbial shift that happens, and most women go into pregnancy depleted. By the time we give birth, we are left completely drained, inflamed, and out of balance without even realizing it. The gut is the foundation of literally everything. It controls your digestion, your hormone regulation, immune function, detoxification, and even your mental health. And after birth, all of those systems are trying to recalibrate. So when the gut is imbalanced, it slows down your body's ability to heal. Postpartum symptoms like anxiety, depression, hair loss, mood swings, acne, fatigue, constipation, chronic pain, and even mastitis or reoccurring infections are so often brushed off as normal. You have a new baby. This is just part of it. It does not have to be part of it. And at best, we go to the doctor or we go to some specialist looking for help, and we are treated, each of these symptoms are treated as isolated issues, but they're actually all very interconnected. They are symptoms of a gut and a nervous system that is overwhelmed and trying to recover. That's why the ultimate option of the Woman's Gut Rebalance Kit is such a powerful support tool in postpartum. It works by clearing what's weighing your body down. All the bad, right? The bad overgrowths, the bad bacteria, yeast, the toxins, while restoring the good bacteria and minerals your body needs to recover, to regulate, and to feel whole again. And if you are breastfeeding, there's another layer of beauty to this, because as you heal, you are passing those benefits onto your baby through your milk. Your breast milk is a reflection of your internal balance or imbalance. So when you clear the bad and you restore the good and reduce inflammation in your own body, you are deeply supporting your baby's gut, their immune system, their nervous system, and their whole well-being in the most beautiful, natural, powerful way. So many babies inherit imbalances during pregnancy and birth, not because you did anything wrong, But because first, there's a massive lack of awareness when it comes to the importance of our microbiome health during this really vulnerable phase of our life. And because our modern world is full of exposures that shift our microbiome. Rebalancing after birth isn't just for you. It's a way to give your baby the strongest foundation to thrive from the very beginning. So, yes, rebalancing postpartum is not just supportive, it's foundational. And you deserve to feel deeply nourished and strong as you move into this new season of motherhood. If I could speak to any one single audience, it would be pregnant and early postpartum mamas. This is the most important time for you to rebalance your gut. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend or a family member who's ready to lead her family's healing. Everything mentioned in this episode is linked down below for you in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe to the Nourish newsletter, also linked down below, so you never miss an episode. I will email you the latest episode every Tuesday morning. Everything shared on this show is for educational purposes only, not intended as medical advice. Until next time, trust your body and follow your gut.